Hello, all. Welcome to Developing Success. This is Neha Agarwal, and today we are going to do a very important chapter in your ecology and environment, that is biosphere reserves. We have seen that biosphere reserves, there is a question every year from this topic, and not only in the UPSC exams, you have questions in CDS, you have questions in SSC, GK. This chapter is all throughout important if you are taking any kind of competitive exam and UPSC, obviously. What is biosphere is the first thing, and apart from the starting of the chapter, let me tell you that I have attached the PDF notes of this chapter in your description box. You can check out the link from there and download, because there are 18 biosphere reserves which I have mentioned, and I have also given an India map here, so it will be easy for you to study from there, and you can follow the lecture always for memorizing it and for revising it. So, if we talk about biosphere, I have also told you about this in my previous lectures, that the part where the earth's water is there, that portion is known as your hydrosphere. The part where you have rocks, that portion is known as lithosphere, and the part where you have the wind or the air or the gases, that is known as atmosphere. So the three parts where the coincidence is there, and where all these three parts are meeting and the life is existing, that portion of the area where life is existing is your biosphere. So the punchline to remember the biosphere is made up of the parts of the earth where the life exists. So this one is the main definition. Otherwise, you can have the description from here. Next, if you say, sometimes, however, people disrupt the flow of the water and the life, and disturb the food chain and the ecosystem, all that. So from that, the biosphere also gets disturbed. So there is a need also to conserve this biosphere as a whole. Okay, if you remember, I have done the ecology chapter 1, 2, 3 with you, and there we discussed about organism and species, population, community, ecosystem, then biomes also we did, and the last is your biosphere. So if you have not followed those lectures, I have given the link in the description box, you can follow there. And if you talk about the biosphere, it is at the highest level in the organization, and the biosphere is the broadest level of biological organization. It includes all the life on the earth as well as on the non-living elements also, okay, like the sunlight, like the water, like the gases, those. How is the biome and the biosphere is a different thing. See, the biosphere is divided into several unique biomes. If we talk about the whole earth, then we will be considering it as a biosphere. But if we divide the earth into climatic regions, into similar climatic characteristics, so then that area will be known as the biomes. Now you can see from this diagram, so this diagram will be showing you that where the lithosphere, the hydrosphere and the atmosphere, all these three, they coincide, that portion is known as your biosphere. Now, to save this biosphere, actually, the organization UNESCO, you have heard about UNESCO. The full form is United Nations Educational, Scientific, Cultural Organization. So, the UNESCO actually came out with a plan which is known as the Man and the Biosphere Program, and in short form, it is known as the MAB program, MAB. So, it was talked of in early 1970s, and it was launched in 1971. So actually what they do, they actually identify the world network of biosphere reserves, and India is also a signatory to this MAP program. So it is a intergovernmental scientific program which specifically aims to establish a scientific basis for the enhancing the relationship between people and their environment. So when the people is involved, we know that sustainable development is talked of here. So how to use our resources sustainably, how to have economic development sustainably, that is the main role of this biosphere reserve. So this MAP program was launched by UNESCO in 1971, and let me tell you that there is no mention of this term biosphere reserve in any Indian legislation, in any Indian act. So this term is totally given by the Man and the Biosphere program from the UNESCO, and in India, in any of the acts, we do not find mention of the biosphere reserve. Still, we have biosphere reserves in India because India is following the categorization of the World Network of Biosphere Reserves. So let me tell you here, so there is a act, WPA Act, which is known as Wildlife Protection Act 1972. This Wildlife Protection Act, when passed, it has a PAN section which is known as Protected Area Network. In this Protected Area Network, the national parks, the wildlife sanctuaries, the conservation reserves, the community reserves, the marine protected areas, all these have definition in the PAN area network, which is actually mentioned in the WPA Wildlife Protection Act 1972. But let me tell you that the biosphere reserve has not been mentioned in any of the acts in India. So whatever the definition we know about the biosphere reserve and how to categorize the biosphere reserve in India, that has all been given by the UNESCO totally. So I think that is clear from here. So what are biosphere reserves? They are actually the learning places of sustainable development. They are the places that provide local solutions to global challenges. This is the punchline, you should remember this. And biosphere reserves are actually nominated by the national government. In India, it is nominated by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change to the UNESCO, and after nomination they will give you the MAB status. So this MAB status means that they will provide us with the sponsor, and they will also provide us with the training, the research, and also the logistic supports to save and to make aware people around the biosphere reserves, and also how to use it sustainably. So India has actually 18 biosphere reserves, and in those 18 biosphere reserves, only 11 biosphere reserves are having MAB status. So this 11 biosphere reserves only have MAB status. That means that only 11 biosphere reserves are identified as the World Network of Biosphere Reserves by the UNESCO, and the rest of the 7 have still not been identified. But we, as the Government of India, as the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, we identify those 7 also as the biosphere reserve, and negotiate with the UNESCO to give them MAB status also. So the last biosphere reserve which got the MAB status was in 2019 in the month of May. That was Kanchenjunga Biosphere Reserve. I will show you the location. So if a biosphere reserve is in a particular state, the state has all the sovereign authority, but the nomination and the announcement of that will be done by the central government after it has been confirmed by the UNESCO. Remember this, okay? So the main aim of the biosphere reserve is to preserve genetic diversity. Remember this word, genetic diversity. They can give you questions in MCQ, and you can also use these sentences while you write your mains answer. So there can be biomes in marine, there can be biomes in terrestrial areas. So mainly a terrestrial biome is divided into 3 main categorization, that is the core area, the buffer area, and the transition area. So the core area is actually strictly prohibited, and no one's entry is allowed into this core area, okay? But the buffer area is being used by the research, monitoring, training, education, and also sometimes tourism, okay? And the transition area is where the local communities are living within the biosphere reserves sustainably, and to help in the economic development of the country. And here also some parts are also given for the tourism sector. So from this we know that the core area will never be have any tourism, but buffer and transition zones can have. Core area is that area where the wild is left totally wild and nobody's entry is allowed, but in the buffer area some research, education, the training and all that areas are allowed. Now there are actually biosphere reserves involve local communities and all interested stakeholders in planning and management. So they have 3 main functions to do it. The first is obviously the conservation, the second is the economic development, where the environment sustainable practices are used for the economic development, and the last is logistics support, research, monitoring, education and all. To save the genetic material, to actually know the genetic material, this continuous logistic support has been provided. So I told you before about the World Network of Biosphere Reserves. So this World Network of Biosphere Reserves is actually fulfilling the SDG, the 2030 agenda of the Sustainable Development Goals, which was taken up in 2017. Okay, so it is also one of the programs of the United Nations Environment Program, which was launched in 1992 Rio de Janeiro summit. Okay, so the World Network of Biosphere Reserves, what they are doing actually, they are a unique tool for international cooperation through sharing of knowledge, exchanging experiences, building capacity, and promoting best practices, promoting best logistic support. So this is what they are doing. And as of now, as of now, like in April 2020, there are 701 biosphere reserves in 124 countries, including 21 transboundary sites. Transboundary means between the two countries. Okay, so in 701 World Network of Biosphere Reserves, India has only 11, not 18, my dear. Remember in examination, in the World Network we have just 11, but in the Indian books, in the Ministry of Environment books, we have 18. So in the 701 Biosphere Reserves of the whole world Biosphere Reserves, we have only 11. Okay, so now we talk about the Biosphere Reserves in India. So what is the categorization to be fulfilled to be a Biosphere Reserve in India is that they must effectively be protected and minimally disturbed core area they should be having. Okay, the core area should be typical of a biogeographical unit and large enough to sustain viable population. That means a large vegetation and a large species diversity should be there, so that the genetic material could be saved, which is the main aim of becoming a biosphere reserve. Also knowledge and experience, and also areas potential for prevention of traditional tribal and rural modes of living. So there must be around some community of tribal people, of scheduled people, so that they can be saved and aware of the forest things. So now you can see the diagram of the biosphere reserve. There can be a core area. Okay, then there is a buffer area here, and around the buffer area is your transition area, and these things in the transition areas are the human settlements. Okay, so the tourism is allowed in the buffer area also and in the transition area also. Mainly in the buffer zone the tourism is allowed, and in one biosphere reserve actually there can be national parks, there can be wildlife sanctuary, there can be some marine protected area. Okay, and there can be some community reserve, there can be some conservation reserve. So in one biosphere reserve all totally many of the national parks and wildlife sanctuaries can be there, and maybe it can also happen that one or two national parks and wildlife sanctuaries are there. It depends upon the size of the biosphere reserve, it depends upon the size of the core area, by the biogeographic unit area. Okay, so this is actually the diagrammatic representation of the core area, buffer area, and your transition area, which is also known as manipulation zone. So manipulation zone is the transition area, remember this. And human settlements, the communities, the tribal people, you will always found in the transition area. Like for example, if I give you in the Nilgiri biosphere reserve, these human settlements are occupied by the Toda tribes. Okay, and by the Koda tribes. These are the tribes living there. Okay, so this can be important for your exam. Like in the Seshachalam biosphere reserve in Andhra Pradesh, you have Chenchu tribes. You must have heard about Chenchu tribes. They were in news in February 2020. Okay, so now we move on to the biosphere reserves of India. As of April 2020, we have 18 biosphere reserves in India, and 11 biosphere reserves are having MAB status. MAB means they are the MAB and the man and biosphere program into and they are known as the World Network of Biosphere Reserve. Okay, so the first one we do is your cold desert, which is present in Himachal Pradesh, and Pin Valley National Park, Kibber Wildlife Sanctuary, all are there. Chandratal and Sarchu. The main animal found is the snow leopard. I will just show you the location side by side. So if you can see the location from here, so this is your cold desert here in the Himachal Pradesh section, this, and here you have Kibber Wildlife Sanctuary and Chandratal and Sarchu. Then the next is your Nanda Devi in the Uttarakhand state, in the parts of Chamoli, Bageshwar and Pithoragarh districts, and the animals present are snow leopard, Himalayan black bear. So snow leopard is an important animal in the Himalaya. This is Nanda Devi. Okay, so you can see the Nanda Devi biosphere reserve on the way of Badrinath. So that is the way there it is present. So Nanda Devi has got a MAB status. Okay, it is in the World Network of Biosphere Reserve. Next is your Kanchenjunga. So Kanchenjunga is in the Sikkim, in the Kanchenjunga mountains of the eastern Himalayas, and main animal here is red panda. Snow leopard is the Himalayan animal we have known, and the red panda is important here in the Kanchenjunga. You can see from the location Sikkim here. This is the Kanchenjunga where I am making this dot here. So next, fourth one, Kanchenjunga also have your MAB status, World Network of Biosphere Reserve. Fourth one is Manas. It is on the Brahmaputra plains and the Manas river valley, present in Assam in the districts of Kamrup, Bongaigaon, Kokrajhar, Barpeta, Nalbari and Dharan districts. All are in the South Assam, South lower plains of Brahmaputra. Asiatic elephant, tiger, Assam roof turtle, golden langur and pygmy hog. These are the animals. Pygmy hog is one of the important animal because it was recently in news. And I will just show you the Manas. This is the Manas Biosphere Reserve. You can see, and like the Brahmaputra river it just flows like this. So the Manas river from Bhutan joins the Brahmaputra river. It is the tributary. So you can gather it from here. And next Biosphere Reserve here is your Dibru Shikhowa, that is also in Assam, that is in the upper plains. Okay, so Manas is in the lower plains here, and Dibru Shikhowa is on the upper plains. So from here we will study the description. So it is in Assam in the parts of Tinsukia and Dibrugarh districts. They are the north districts of Assam. Tiger, capped langur, water buffalo, and all these are important here. Next is your Dibang Dihang. So this Dibang Dihang is present in Arunachal Pradesh here. So as you know, the Dihang river is actually the Siang river, which is actually the main Sangpo river, which is actually the main Brahmaputra river. So when it is in Tibet, it is known as Sangpo. When it enters into Arunachal Pradesh, it is known as Dihang or Siang in the local language, and then when it is entering the Assam, it is known as Brahmaputra. Okay, so that is why the name of the Biosphere Reserve Dibang, and Dibang is the another river which is passing through this area, and it is also the tributary of river Brahmaputra. So Dibang Biosphere Reserve in Arunachal Pradesh, and you can study from here that Mishmi is the tribe living there. So takin, musk deer and red panda are the main animals present. Okay, so if I'm not wrong, red panda and Mishmi, takin, musk deer are also present in the Nokrek in the Meghalaya. So I will just show you the location. Nokrek, if you can see here. So this is Garo Hills, this is Khasi Hills, this is Jaintia Hills, and in the West Garo Hills portion is present your Nokrek Biosphere Reserve. Okay, next is your Sundarbans in West Bengal. So that is famous for the Royal Bengal tiger and the salt crocodile, and also obviously if we talk about the fauna, that is mangroves. Okay, so the Royal Bengal tiger is the most important animal, and it is present in the Brahmaputra and Ganga Delta here, if you can see Sundarbans. Next is your Simlipal. It is also a tiger reserve. It is present in Odisha in the Mayurbhanj districts, and important animals are gaur, Royal Bengal tiger again, and saltwater crocodile. So if you can see the location, here is your Simlipal tiger reserve, Simlipal Biosphere Reserve. Now next is your Achanakmar Amarkantak. So this Achanakmar Amarkantak is present on the borders of Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh in the Anuppur, Dindori and Bilaspur districts. Indian wild dog and four-horned antelope, these are the important ones which are present here. Okay, so I will just show you the location. This is the Achanakmar Amarkantak on the borders of the Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. Next is your Panna. So Panna is also a tiger reserve which is present in Madhya Pradesh in the Chhatarpur districts, and important animals are chital, tiger. Because it is a tiger reserve, tiger will be an important animal. Chinkara, Sambhar and the sloth bear, these are the important ones. And if you can see here in the north, here is the Panna Biosphere Reserve. Next is your Pachmadi. So Pachmadi is a hill station also in the Betul Plateau of the Satpura range in Madhya Pradesh, and it is present in Madhya Pradesh, this Biosphere Reserve, in the parts of Chindwara, Betul and Hoshangabad districts. Giant squirrel and flying squirrel are the main animals here. You can see here is the Panchmadi, and this is actually the Satpura hills. Okay. Next, we move on to the Run of Kutch. This is the biggest biosphere reserve in India. It is present in the Patan and Surendranagar districts of Gujarat. Indian wild ass. So there is a wild ass sanctuary also there. Indian wild ass is the most important animal. You can see here from the location. This is the run of Kutch here. Okay, Biosphere Reserve. Next is your Seshachalam. This is present in the Andhra Pradesh in the Eastern Ghat section of Kadapa and Chittoor districts. The rivers are Papagani and Chitravati here, and slender loris is the most important animal here. This is the Seshachalam Biosphere Reserve in Andhra Pradesh, as you can see, the 14th one. Okay, next is your Nilgiris. So Nilgiris is present in 3 states. Okay, 3 states, and it is on the tri-junction border of Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Kerala. Many important tiger reserves and national parks are situated in this Biosphere Reserve Nilgiri, one of the most important Biosphere Reserve, like the Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary, Nilambur, Nagarhole National Park and Tiger Reserve, Mudumalai Tiger Reserve, Bandipur Tiger Reserve, Silent Valley. So these are the important ones. Indian bison, Indian gaur is one of the important animals. Tiger, Nilgiri Thar. Nilgiri Thar is the state animal of Tamil Nadu. Recently it was in news. And lion-tailed mak is also very important in Nilgiri. So remember the Nilgiris very nicely. I will show you the location. See, on the borders of Kerala, this is Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, we have the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve here. And south of Nilgiris in the Western Ghats is your Agastyamalai Biosphere Reserve. Here you can see this one is the Agastyamalai. We'll read from here. So Agastyamalai Biosphere Reserve, you have Pepara and Shendruni wildlife sanctuaries into it. Important animals are again Nilgiri Thar, Asian elephant and tiger. Because of the proximity of the Nilgiri region, there is a same animal species there. And next is your Gulf of Mannar. It is actually present in the coastal areas in the Gulf of Mannar between Sri Lanka and India in the Rameshwaram coast. So from the Rameshwaram to the Kanyakumari coast, this is known as the Gulf of Mannar Biosphere Reserve. Southernmost, the important animal is dugong sea cow. It has also been asked in the CDS paper also and in the UPSC prelims also about the dugong sea cow animal. I will show you the location. This is Gulf of Mannar from your Rameshwaram to your Kanyakumari. And the last Biosphere Reserve here is your Great Nicobar. And the saltwater crocodile is very important here. If you can see the Great Nicobar. Okay, so Great Nicobar is a Biosphere Reserve which is south to the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So this is actually your Andaman Islands. This is Nicobar Islands, and to the south of the Nicobar Islands is present is your Great Nicobar Island. So these were the 18 Biosphere Reserve. Now we will see the last thing, that which all Biosphere Reserve have the map status. So I have marked them in the pink color. So Great Nicobar, Gulf of Mannar, Agastyamalai, obviously Nilgiri, Pachmadi in Madhya Pradesh, Achanakmar Amarkantak in Madhya Pradesh Chhattisgarh border, Simlipal Odisha, Sundarban West Bengal, Nokrek Meghalaya, Kanchenjunga Sikkim and Nanda Devi in Uttarakhand. These are actually the MAB status Biosphere Reserves which are included in the World Network of Biosphere Reserves. Okay, so this was all for this lecture, Biosphere Reserves. This is very important and very easy information which you are getting. So just learn all the Biosphere Reserves. Try to learn it with the map, with the location, so that it stays in your mind, and also try to see the pictures of some of the animals which you have not seen before, like the Indian wild ass you can see, like the slender loris which is found in the Seshachalam Biosphere Reserve you can see. You can also see the picture of dugong sea cow which is known as a mammal. Okay, so these extra things you can do with this lecture. Okay, thank you.